Good morning, everybody. Thanks for joining. Before I get going on my project today, I've got another log to mill out. But there seems to be some confusion or just misunderstanding from a few comments I've gotten. This right here is basically my beam cutter situation that I built. It's pretty easy. Mounts to the end of the log here. Then on the other end, I've got this apparatus here that is totally adjustable up and down the rail, and of course it attaches to the other end of the log like that. So it doesn't really matter, up to 16 or 18 feet, can't remember. But I don't do anything longer than that because I don't have a trailer longer than that. And then I just have one of those clamp on guides that just slide up and down this rail here. A lot of my stuff is repurposed. The blue tubing here, it's a piece of an old boat trailer. This is part of an old bleacher set seat. I do a lot of repurposing just because I don't know, that's just the way I am. You can go buy the stuff that's cool. I like making things work with what I have. And anyway, so I have this log here that when I set this up, this was done with the beam cutter attachment like I was just showing you. And it was actually, this log here was actually up on its side, and then I rolled it over flat so then I can get my Alaskan sawmill on it. I'm not ripping the whole log with that beam cutter. That would just be too laborious. I use the beam cutter because usually I'll have it set up here. I have these two logs. I'll have 3 or 4 logs set up here at a time to so I can get my beam cutter out and just cut all these flats off of it, off the logs, and then I roll the logs up to where that flat is horizontal, so then I can run my Alaskan sawmill on it. I think I've showed you before my setup on this is just stuff I've built. This piece here is an old bed bar off a Fairway reel mower. It's a piece of 1.5 square tubing that I've drilled the holes in for the different places for my pulley for the winch system. So I just thought it was, time to kind of explain things because of the comments I was getting. Some people thought I was absolutely wasting my time. Comments like there's a better way to do it. And there probably is even a better way to do it than I'm doing it. But what they assumed I was doing was not how I was doing it. And I did comment back, and you had a couple chuckles with some guys online. Because they just assumed that I was ripping the whole log with that beam cutter, and that would be ridiculous and way more effort than it's worth. So I've got a few other things cooking over here. I'm trying to get through this pop. This is where I'm drying it out. Again, nothing super high tech here. Got ratchet straps securing that to these beams. These beams down here. Then I have beams across the top to help support that. Yeah, I've got 3.5 stacks here. I got this log here over here that I'm working on this morning. It's a beautiful Friday morning. And as soon as I'm done with these logs here, and that log there, then I have, you look at my scrap metal pile. But now I've got this black walnut over here I want to get done. So enough looking at my pile of scrap metal. I used to be a much worse hoarder than I am. I thinned a lot of stuff out, but you know, I've sustained what I do with repurposing things. For example, on my sawmill. Whoop, sorry about this bad video. I had originally bought those cheap Chinese knockoff Alaskan mills, and I had this piece here snap right in here, just broke it in half. And I says, you know, doggone it, I'm just gonna get an Alaskan mill. Used to sell those years ago, trying to save a little money. Stepped up and bought the Alaskan mill. Glad I did. And then, you know, through scrap, I built my own winch system here, because I don't know, paying some guy $80 for something I can build myself seems a little silly. So yeah, just a piece of scrap iron, some scrap channel. This is a lift mechanism out of an MTD riding lawnmower. This is off a boat winch. Added my golf ball because that sure hurts the palm if I don't have that on there. My pulley's out of an old boat. And this morning, this is my new add-on. And the only reason that's there is basically when I'm resetting it, when I'm pulling my pulley back out, that this doesn't fall off. You know, I realize I should have had a bigger Humagitch here, you know, pulley end, but this will work just fine. It was working pretty good the way it was without it, but I put that on this morning. So then I run this pulley out, and it runs all the way down to that bracket I was showing you earlier with all the different holes. All the holes is as I get lower in the log, I move the pulley down. I can keep the pole, you know, low so it's not trying to pull up on my mill. So anyway, that's it this morning. I got some, like I said, I got this log to cut out, and I want to see if I can get a couple more done today. And just hanging out here with my chickens. That's Betty. That's Babs. One coming at us. That's Muffin. Oh, excuse me. That's Biscuit. Muffin's over there by Penny. Penny's our sex link. They're just hanging out with me this morning while I'm enjoying their company. Thought I'd bring you up to speed on what I'm really doing here. I'm not as silly as I look in some of the things I do. So if you actually go back, and I've got several videos posted on the milling. I know it's not really exciting stuff, but that's what I do. Just trying to share some of the things. You guys might pick up something. I'm hoping they do. If not, I just hope you simply enjoy watching. Thanks for joining me this morning, and we will talk to you soon. I appreciate you. Thanks.